levels, so you good?
I'm good.
Are we doing video as well?
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's go.
What's up, everybody? We are back here with the Entertainment Club. This is your boy, Jay Rock. I am extremely happy to welcome our guest into the studio. Decisive presented this idea to me about a week or two ago.
Decisive?
Sorry.
Oh, man.
Well, what do you just call Marie? Or?
I just call Marie.
Okay.
Or cut. Back in the day, back in the club days, it was cut. You know. So,
yeah.
I
got no comment.
Disclosed.
Yeah, I don't know that part.
Yeah. Well, part of it had to do with me being a hairstylist back then too.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Me not knowing.
Well, yeah. The idea was presented to me about 2 weeks ago for having our guest on today, and immediately I said, "This is a good idea. I think that it will be great to bring him onto the show." Me being from here in Cleveland and going to school for journalism and for mass communications and journalism, and really just wanting to do so much in the media world and kind of be a different type of voice than what has really been represented already. It's good to be able to connect with somebody like you. Obviously there's so much that you've done. Your book has been out since 2010.
So I'm not like, oh yeah, people can't see me, but yes, it's been out. The Denzel Principle came out on St. Martin's Press, February 10th, 2010. Yeah. And the movie rights were sold shortly after.
Okay. And we'll get into that too, because I did see that obviously their movie rights were sold and whatnot, but obviously your contributions to NPR and just the many things that you've done, I feel like you're somebody that I look after, somebody that I look up to, somebody that I kind of aspire to do a lot of the same things. So I feel like it's always good to be able to talk to the people who come before you and who do these things. So I'm grateful, man. I'm really appreciative for you coming onto the show.
Did you
So I do want to officially introduce our guest, Mr. Jimi Izrael. I really appreciate this. Thank you so much for coming.
That is not why. I really appreciate it.
I think really just kind of going back to, you were a high school dropout.
Yeah.
Talk to me just about, obviously, that stage in your life and, of course, moving forward, because you have a Master in Fine Arts now.
Yes.
What was it, obviously getting to that point of having that Master of Fine Arts? And
I dropped out of high school because I figured I knew everything. I was like, why am I here?
There's a lot of people that drop out of high school.
But I went to Shaker Heights High School, and they weren't really that interested in engaging me intellectually or trying to stimulate where my head was at. They were really just trying to push me through the system. Right. Social. They call it social graduation or social promotion, wherein if you're by a certain age, they do that to a lot of black men. Right. Just because they don't want you in the building, absolutely. 18. With minors running around, and that shit is 100% real.
Absolutely.
I spent a lot of high school in different. They put me in advanced programs, and then they take me out because I didn't fit in and I didn't feel comfortable, so I couldn't perform. There's nothing like, for me anyway, being like a black male in an AP English class. I felt like the pet. I felt like. Because they were like, oh, well, let's see what Jimmy has to say. And it was just like, what do you mean, what the fuck I got to say? I got the same thing. Right. I got the same answer you got. Right. But I didn't like that. And it was dehumanizing. It was, I didn't like being treated like that. Right. So at a certain point, I was living with my grandparents, and I had the means. I was like, well, wait, there's no reason really for me to be here. And to my father's everlasting regret, but credit, I asked him, should I drop out of high school He's like, well, yeah, you ain't doing nothing. Yeah. So I mean,
that's not the
no. As a matter of fact, he was held accountable. And to this day is held accountable by my grandmother and my grandfather. They were like, you shouldn't have done that because this is a young man who's gonna do. He would jump on one foot and smack himself on the head, for 50 minutes if you told him to do it. So he's gonna do anything you tell him to do, or not tell him to do.
I can understand that.
And so you probably shouldn't have suggested that he drop out of high school or gave him the okay, but he did, and it ended up being okay. I mean, I stripped for a while. I met this young lady, young white girl I was dating. And she saw I had the goods because I had and still have the goods. That's the rumor. But she like
this is good already.
I'm sorry.
No, don't be.
Yeah,
No, do not be sorry, man.
Well, and just fun fact. Me and Thomas started stripping at the same time. Me and the gentleman that would become Luscious started around the same time. Yeah, we started around the same time. I'm not gonna call him Luscious because that's not my ministry. But Thomas.
He still calls himself Luscious.
I mean, I call him Thomas if he out there. What's up, Tom?
Yeah,
hey,
he's
what's
in
up,
Atlanta.
I did know he was in Atlanta, and he's on a promotion there now because shaking your ding-a-ling around can wear your ding-a-ling out for real because of the reasons I got out of it. Because I got into it finding out that of course, young ladies want to see you swing your shit around. I'm okay with the profanity, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. They want to see.
It's actually welcome, man.
Yeah. But they want to see it. They want to see it like better than God gave it, which very very often means you have to take one of the little air pumps and pump it up. Right. What they don't tell you about those air pumps is that they wear out the tissue they wear out the sponge tissue in your penis, and eventually you won't be able to get it up under any circumstances with a crane, with anything. So I didn't want that for my life, and I was doing pretty well down there. That was the rumor.
You said that's
what it said on my Yelp page. But there was one moment, and this is in the book, The Denzel Principle, on St. Martin's Press, wherever in the English speaking world you get your books. And I was dancing. It was a place across the street from she old enough to remember. Across the street from Windermere, they had the tropical tree in front. I forgot the name of the place, but it was just a hood joint. And it was somebody's bachelorette joint.
I'm trying to think what was over there because I'm 45. So
no, you won't remember, bro. But not unless you was about that life. You were like 8 years old, with a fifth of liquor, hanging out in front of Maxine's, which you don't strike me as that. Right. But having said that, these young ladies were throwing quarters at my junk, and you just never in a space in your life. First of all, because you think it's easy money, it's not. And this is before the internet and all that shit. So there's no merch. Right. It's just you get the money in your hand. And, but you're thinking this is easy money. All I gotta do is do what I do. Right. But you're in a different space when drunk women are throwing quarters at your junk and they hitting your junk, and you like, ooh, wee. You're like, damn, maybe I should really think about Tri-C right about now. You're like Tri-C really seems like an option, and so I spent a lot of time in and out of Tri-C. The other thing that I did well, I did three things well. I fucked well, I wrote well, and I DJ'd well. So of those three things, the latter two is what I pimped a little dick, but the latter two things are what I actually did for a living. Okay. I went on to DJ for about 20 odd years. My favorite residency was at Numbers, where I DJ'd for 4 years, and what's interesting, this is back before the internet, because I would have for sure got vetoed or pushed out because it was a gay bar, and when I started, there was a protest that lasted about a month and a half or 2 months, because they were like, how y'all gonna let a straight kid DJ a gay bar? And I replaced a legend. I just didn't replace Joe Blow DJ, because everybody can Joe Blow DJ now. But I replaced Cookie Banks.
Yes, you did.
And Cookie Banks was a fucking legend.
Beast.
Was a legend, and it was intimidating to replace him. And after, and I always appreciated that particular crowd because if you never DJed in front of a gay crowd, then you never really DJed because this is a clientele that has a very distinct, very eclectic taste in music.
Very demanding.
Very demanding. And if you don't play what they want to hear or you don't play the right record, they'll do what they did to me. Yeah. And for 4 weeks, people stood in the middle of the dance floor for minutes, sometimes hours. They just stood there and just talked, just like, so what you doing, bitch? You see what I'm doing, bitch? You know, and I be playing record after record. And some of it was because Cookie was gone. Right. Some of it because maybe I wasn't hitting them where they live.
But people don't like change too. So
and there's that. So but there was that 1 week where I said, you know what, fuck all y'all. I'm about it. This is the week. Okay. And
so that was gonna be my question: is how did you come up out of that? 4 weeks of that. Like,
it's easy. I mean, it's like a pastor with a nightclub situation is very much like a church. It is an individual with the gospel of their own, the DJ, trying to bring you over to where they are, you know, and preach what they have to say, if it's any good. Sometimes you get them shitty ass pastors. I'm not church, but I just imagine you get shitty ass pastors just preach chapter and verse and pass the plate. The best pastors have a gospel of their own. It's the same Bible. It's like it's the same records. You know, these niggas, we all playing the same 60 records, certainly in Cleveland at that time. But it's like, how can you put them together in a way that's going to inspire? Same way with the word. It's the same Bible. You got to put it together in a way that inspires. So in this last week, or this 6th week, I was like, okay, you know, it's time. And also, I was that nigga anyway. So I was getting records from other places. And it was about me giving Cleveland its own sound. Because what I think is I was listening to people tell me, well, you should sound like Detroit. You should sound like Chicago. You should sound like New York. You should try to sound like it. And I was like, then by that 6th week, I was like, you know what, fuck that. You know, I'm going to give Cleveland a very different sound. You know, I'm going to bring my ministry. And I'm going to preach my ministry in this church. I'm not going to insult the people in the pews because, again, you know, this isn't my constituent. I'm not gay. So there's certain records, to be honest, I didn't play. But I'm going to preach my gospel. I do love music, and you all love music, and we can start from there.
Right.
And on that 6th week, it was a thing. It was a thing. There was hands in the air.
The circle was going.
And then numbers became a destination. People from some of those cities like Detroit, from New York, Chicago, Philadelphia came to hear what I was doing and how I was doing it. Right. So that's how that happened. And then after that, I did that for 4 years. And then I realized that I can't do this for the rest of my life. And
I mean, but 20 years is a long time, man.
But I mean that was my last resident. I mean, before that, I had been doing house parties. I've been doing house parties down at University Circle where I was staying and like that. I mean, I was doing like little house parties and I was doing other little club dates. So and I didn't stop DJing completely, but I stopped DJing as a primary vocation. And then I took myself to New York. I quit numbers. I took myself to New York. I went to go work for Vibe magazine. And then I came back from that. And then when I came back from that, I realized when I met other writers in New York, because I never really met. I mean, there are niggas here that write, you know, but they all uptight, you know, like Philip Morris. If you out there, Phil, what's up? You know, niggas like that. You know, these niggas ain't trying to give you the sauce. These niggas are trying to count their money. You know, and I'm not mad at Phil for that. Because it's a small pond. You know, if you're a big fish in a small pond, you're not going to encourage, you know, another young guppy, you know, to take what you eat. You know, so shit. So
and it's funny you mentioned Vibe because I read Vibe religiously. Like I used to want to write for Vibe before I launched my digital mag and everything. I used to want to write for them, but it's interesting that you mentioned them because I probably every issue that they released, I'm sure I read.
I'm giving you the long version of the story. So let me shorten it a bit. So blah, I went to New York, came back to Cleveland, started a career as a writer, which I've been doing. Again, that was one of the first 3 things I did well. You know, and I didn't know people made a lot of money doing that. I didn't have a high school diploma. It never occurred to me that I could make 6 figures as a freelance writer, but I did make 6 figures as a freelance writer. Then I saw the writing on the wall, like, well, maybe I should get myself a degree because it can't last. You know, I got myself a degree, and then I was like, okay, well, maybe I should get myself another one. And I got myself another one. You know, so I shortened that story for you real quick.
No,
and along the way, I mean, I was always supposed to write a book, and I'm writing another one. So I've written movies, written books, all that shit. Now I teach college and smoke fancy cigars and drive electric cars. You know, I mean, it's a tough life, but somebody's got to do it.
I guess. As a writer or as a journalist, like what do you feel like you wanted to, obviously bring to that?
It gets back to the idea of being a pastor and you all being a church. You know, the populace being a church. As a writer, I've been paid mostly to give my opinion. So just like the pastor's just same book, same shit you can see. Okay, well let's let this nigga get up here and see what he see. So boom, that's me. I have a way of articulately with a certain flair for elocution, letting you know what it is that I see. I see what you see, but this is how I see it.
Right.
Cha-ching! That's where the money's buried. Yeah, I just gave you the sauce. I shouldn't have done that. No charge, Marie. That's no charge. I mean, that's shit people pay me. You laughing, but I'm like, damn. I didn't cut my bag off, but I mean, people pay me for me to tell them that shit. So yeah, that's the sauce. That's the sauce. But as a journalist, and which are different. There's journalist, as a reporter, and as a writer. I happen to be a writer because I can do all that shit.
Right.
But yeah, as a writer, I've been paid to give my opinion. But as a reporter, I just paid to do 5W, who will wear why type shit. And as a journalist, a variation of same said, But I think my passion right now, and it would have to be, is as a professor. And I don't necessarily want to talk about the institutions that I work for because I'm not representing them.
Right.
But there's a they say that's where futures begin, and that's 100% true. I mean, I went to a junior college, and that is where it began for me. There were different.
I mean, I graduated twice.
The teachers there gave me more than the teachers in high school. I don't know if they felt sorry for me or what, but they gave me more. They gave me more credit. They gave me more passion. They gave me more time. They gave me more energy. They made me feel a way about myself. Good.
Well, I think they.
And so.
I mean, not to cut you off, but I think that.
Cut me off. Shush. I mean, yeah, that's what you do, man. Cut niggas off. Don't let niggas filibuster on your shit.
But I think that.
No charge. Go ahead.
I think that they're giving you that because they see what you're putting into it, though.
I don't know what that was in my case. In my case. Like, again, I don't know if I mentioned this, but I quit school because I knew everything. So I went back to school knowing everything. Like, all right, niggas, just give me the degree. I'm here.
Right.
I'm here. You can't see them. Give me my A so I can go home. But no, that wasn't my case. I was a really difficult student. And they had to work with me until I just had, there was an epiphany. The epiphany was, real quick, there was a student advisor, and I was just fucking up, and he sent me a letter to my house. This is before email. Everybody had email anyway, and he sent me a letter to my house, and it was my transcript. And it had all these D's, C's, and F's circled, and on the bottom he'd handwritten, "What the fuck are you doing?" This is a white man.
Right.
This could have gone any way, any which way. This could have gone for him to the unemployment line.
Especially today. So what?
It could have then. It could have gone to but because he knew me, and he knew what the stakes were, and
wait a minute, was this at Tri-C?
It was somewhere.
Okay.
And
Dr. Ebley, was that Dr. Ebley? Because
it was somewhere, and at first I was just like you. I was like, "Fuck is this shit?" I'm like, "What kind of?" But then I realized, and I weighed what he had done, and like everything, all the chances he'd taken to write this motherfucker, to bail this motherfucker, to just put that out there like that, and I was just like, "Oh wow!" And that was the moment where I was like, "Okay, well I can do this." That was the battery in the back moment, and then I plowed through the rest of my college career, and I'm here, so. Started from the bottom, now we here. I just made that up. I might make that into a rap. If you hear it, I want my money. No, I know this. No, I'm charging for that shit. I'm about to go see ASCAP right now with a case. But anyway, go ahead.
So, I mean, being on the education front now,
yes.
Like, where do you feel like you want to take that?
Retirement. yeah. I mean, I don't feel all stand by me about it. You know, nah. I mean, I do love my students, but I'm at an age now where, again, you know, I don't know if I mentioned, like, you know, all I do is, what I like to do is smoke expensive cigars and drive luxury cars. And buy expensive sneakers, you know. So far so good, you know. And that's the life that I lead. You sucker MCs to what I plead, you know. So I mean, yeah.
Throwback.
Hashtag Run DMC.
Okay.
And a lot of people don't. Real quick, a lot of people always wonder where Reverend Run and DMC got their money from. They don't know that Run DMC Ghost wrote Beast Boys, and that's how they came up on that bag. You know, that's how they made it come, because they Ghost wrote, I want to say, their first 2 albums. Anyway, read the credits, niggas. Anyway, blase.
Hey, we gonna look. Let's put a bookmarker in this. We're gonna run a few, you know, PSAs and commercials.
PSA? This is public radio. This is commercial radio.
This is No Static Radio. Okay?
Oh, nice plug.
Where we bring awareness to all that listen, you know. So we're some of everything out here.
Yes, you are.
Get to know us. We'll be right back, y'all. The Entertainment Plug, J-Rock, Jimi Izrael, sponsored by Google.
Than the sun that shines on everyone. Black, brown, yellow, red, and white. The sun does not discriminate. Laws and policies cannot remove prejudice and bias from our hearts. The Sun Poem can open minds, teach humility and forgiveness, so that we can make the world a better place for the next generation. Help us make a difference. Visit and share worldunityinc.org.
We back on?
This is your boy J-Rock, and you are listening to the Entertainment Plug on No Static Radio, your voice of the revolution. It's been a while. I appreciate people like
All content, statements, and opinions voiced on this program do not reflect the views of No Static Radio.
Want to talk sports and politics and the issues of the day on a Saturday afternoon? Then tune in to the right side on NoStaticRadio.net from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m., where we don't bring the static, but we for sure bring the noise. I am your host, Jeff Dahl.
I am so excited to be here on Progress Drive at Harlem Shop. The best rocker arms in America. These were our very first sponsors, and they're coming home. Yay! And with me, I have Randy Sharp Jr. My first question for you, Randy. Harlem Shop, how long ago did it start?
It started, well, I believe it actually got started back in the late 1950s in a garage in Parma Heights. It was actually Harlan's garage. He was a local tool and die maker who had a knack for speed, and a couple of the neighbors knew he was good at doing his handiwork, so they approached him and said, well, do you think you can make this for me? So, you know, like most businesses in America, it start out with some crazy idea, you know. He made one, he made another, word got out, people started getting interested, started asking, hey, can you make some of these rock arms? And, you know, sure enough, he said, yeah, why not?
For more than 20 years, the Life Act team has been helping to save lives in Northeast Ohio. By educating teens to understand and identify the warning signs of depression, Life Act empowers them with the tools they need to get help for themselves or another in order to help prevent suicide. Life Act's dedicated and caring instructors have delivered our educational face-to-face suicide program to over 170,000 students in Northeast Ohio since 2000. They relay their knowledge of this sensitive topic and present it in a way that keeps middle and high school students engaged and open to sharing. Our office staff maintains a passionate community for this organization while ensuring long-term viability and success in our mission. To learn more about volunteering for Life Act, call 216-464-3471 or email cbarr@lifeact.org.
No Static Radio, voice of the rebels. This is your boy J Rock. Tune in to the Entertainment Plug each and every Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. right here on No Static Radio, your voice of the revolution.
Hey, look, we're back with J Rod, guest Jimi Izrael here on the Entertainment Plug. Earlier, you heard the new Blingy Report. J Rod, tell us a little bit more about Miss Blingy real quick. I got somebody asking about Miss Blingy. You got to tell them about Miss Blingy.
That's an adult that calls herself Miss Blingy.
No, it's a she. And she
I would say it's an adult. I mean, wait, it's a female adult that calls herself Miss Blingy?
Yes.
She calls herself Miss Bling, but that's because like she blings cups and jewelry and different stuff like that.
Did she drip the drag?
No.
Okay.
Did she do the Philly Wheaton stuff?
She did not.
Oh, okay.
Because she's actually based out of Atlanta.
Oh,
so,
okay.
She's sure she's not.
But no, she's based out of Atlanta, and she and we actually met covering Essence Fest. So she works on the media side, does radio and everything. But her doing this Blingy Report, it really was. She had this report that she put together, basically entertainment, almost hot topic like. Mm-hmm. And she started that back in 2010 for Power 92 in Chicago. So she's just at a place now where she wanted to syndicate it to different shows and whatnot. And that was her calling in.
We're so exclusive.
Yeah, no shade, Miss Bling.
No. Yeah.
No shade. Wait, Marie. Wasn't you supposed to send somebody down to get me? Who'd you send down to get me?
Well, I was working on that.
Well, yeah, because some random came and they like opened the door, but then they opened the door and they just went through like I could barely catch the door.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and I almost.
It's supposed to be unlocked. I don't know. I
almost said some things.
Did you unlock it? Really?
Yeah,
I almost.
Wow!
I mean, they whizzed through the door, and I was like. And I almost, this is Cleveland, but it's also Cleveland. Not niggas are carrying guns, so I don't have my bitch on me, so I didn't want no smoke.
I got mine on me.
Yeah, I didn't want no smoke. So
hey, real quick, I just got to remind everybody that this is the first Saturday of the month, and if you're in need or if you need extra groceries and stuff, or your 4th of July holiday, I want you guys to go check out 6812 Woodland Avenue every first and third Saturday of every single month from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. This is a partnership between Major Care Ministries and the Cleveland Food Bank. Go tell a friend and tell a friend. Look, all you got to do is pull up. You don't need ID or proof of income. And they give you tons of stuff. Big fat chickens. This time they're giving out watermelons because it's just that time of the year. So go check it out on 6812 Woodland Avenue every first and third Saturday of every single month. Go get your groceries. Go tell a friend and tell a friend. He gonna say, listen.
I'm not going to say a word.
He gonna say it eventually. But look, I gotta introduce y'all to this new app, y'all. It's called the Mariah app. It's spelled MIIRIYA. Mariah app. Yeah, it's a black-owned marketplace for black businesses. Yeah, black-owned brands on its own platform. So you guys go check it out. It's the Mariah app. MIIRIYA.com is the Mariah app. Go check it out. Go Google it. Also, on your iOS app, go check it out. It's dope. It's for us. It's by us, for us. So go check it out. I'm not an outside label girl myself. Everything got purchased, including these lips I have on this shirt. Yeah.
Can I see?
Yeah.
I can see your lips. Can I see your lips?
They're right here.
I thought you were talking about it.
Shout out to Tanya Thomas, also known as Reese, also known as Real Talk with Reese, coming up next.
Oh, did she make it?
Oh yeah, well she let me know. I got her. We're doing something. She's doing something from her residence, so we'll be queued up in a minute. But yeah, Yeah. So yeah, go check out the My Rap and real quick, and I'm gonna let you guys get back to it. The Trauma Recovery Center, so you know if you're a family member or friend, don't do that. Has been suffered with violence. You know, can affect all parts of your life. Sometimes the ways you can't see, the way you eat, sleep. You know, all that stuff. But know that the Trauma Recovery Center is here to help. Give them a call, 216-644-5487. The Trauma Recovery Center of Northeast Ohio. Also affiliated with the Center for Families and Children. Yeah, I know, but this is a serious part now.
I'm sorry. I just happened to be looking at the Instagram.
You guys can have it back.
How you doing, baby? How you been?
I'm good.
You doing the most of here. I haven't been on internet radio since I did DJ Squirt's thing all the years back. Shout out to DJ Squirt.
Shout out to DJ Squirt,
who's not speaking to me right now. But
well, we're going to get into that later.
No, we're not, actually. I don't have any desire.
You said her name.
I have so much love for this young lady. But just shout her out. She's in A, I think.
Yes, she is. She worked closely with one of the guys that used to be whole residence here, Mr. Milligrand, also known as Melvin Flowers. He passed away.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
So, but yeah.
DJ Squirt is all things, and my best to her. Nothing but love.
Mm-hmm.
So,
so
please continue.
Now,
now back to the
obviously you're teaching.
What?
I said, and now back to the end. He looking, boy. He gonna get it now. he want to bring cut out. Lord have mercy.
So you're teaching. Obviously that takes you into retirement, like you said.
And with any luck, yeah.
What?
Yeah. With any luck, yeah. I'm your mouth the guys here. I'm trying to retire early, so I'm on that real estate shit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I got a few properties.
Because that kind of was my question. Is like, what is next for you? Obviously, after teaching now.
Damn. Fucking. I mean, counting money, fucking, smoking cigars, taking calls on my kids. And that's it. Yeah, I don't even like to travel. I don't like to move away too far from the house. So you're not gonna see me on what's that Mario Malcolm Joyner? What's that nigga? What's that nigga? Tom. I'm sorry, Tom. But he walked away because I actually do know him. But you're not gonna see me on his cruise and nothing like that because I'm not on it. I'm not on it. Yeah, my cruise is Detroit. Yeah, you might see me on the good time too. But yeah, so you see me hanging around Cleveland because my roots are here. My dad is here, grandma's here, and my good for nothing maternal family's here too.
Now, like I said off air, man, I can appreciate the journey that you've had and the things that
Thank you.
That you
appreciate that.
And I am trying to get to that place. Just living.
Yeah.
And just doing what you want to do.
And I'll tell you, like I told you off air, aim higher. But I appreciate that. But aim higher, bro. Aim higher. Yeah.
Where I've been on the website on JimiIsrael.com.
JimiIsrael.com. JimiIsrael.com.
Is that pretty much where everybody can find information about you?
You can go to conversationforadults.com, which is my podcast.
Okay.
Which right now is on hiatus. I had a network deal, but shout out to Crate Media. But we went different directions. So now I don't know. We'll have to see. I might fold it up, because I did it really as a promise to my wife, who passed away about 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. And I did it as a promise to her because she wanted me to get out of the NPR business because it just wasn't suited to my personality, and she wanted me to do my own thing. And so I did. And
how did you like podcasting?
How do I like podcasting? I mean, it hasn't been that long. Podcasting. Podcasting. I liked it. I liked it a great deal. It gave me. A lot of the premise of the podcast was I just would meet strangers, and I'd be like, okay, we'll come by the house and let's talk in front of a microphone. And that was also my way of becoming acclimated to the world again. Because after my wife died, I didn't really want to fuck with anybody, But so I put myself in the most uncomfortable situation imaginable, which is having a stranger in my house, to kind of just wean myself away from ergophobia, which is fear of going outside. And and I talked to a lot of different people. A lot of people you've heard of, some people you haven't. I talked to, I called a few of my Hollywood friends and got them on. The last one I did was with a homeboy Chong from Cheech and Chong, and I talked to a few people. Squirt was on the podcast infamously because I had to clarify that her name was DJ Squirt, and she DJs, but not that other thing. Right. So and that needed some clarification.
Yeah, that was always out there though. So.
Yeah. Well, I didn't say I was like Leon Bibb on that shit. I just said but for my podcast. But yeah, I think there are 136 episodes in the podcast currently in the archive. But I think one of my favorite ones is with DJ London, who I don't know if you ever saw that World Star video where this nigga from New York is coming through the parking lot, and he's wolfing with these two white boys. This, that, and the third. Then he gets him in the camera. He's like, I'm out here by myself, dolo, and these motherfuckers. And next thing you know, he squares up on one. This happened in Arizona. He squares up on one of the white boys. That white boy mushed him into powder for all the internet to see, and he got memeified. I mean, it is a verifiable. It is a top 10. I'm not tripping, and London will tell you it is a top 10 World Star Classic, and you don't want to be in that number, But one of the great things about having London on was that he owned it, and he was like, "Fuck it." He's like, "Yeah, that happened. I got my ass kicked in front of literally millions. I mean, it gets millions of hits per year. Right now, I think the last time I looked at the number, it's like 6 million people had seen this, and this was just on YouTube. And so it's on Vimeo. It's on a number of different formats. I'm surprised. Well, you're a baby, so yeah. Of course, you was probably drinking milk in one of the cars in the parking lot. But anyway, but that was a really he was dope, because I don't talk to people for what it is that they do. I talk to people for who they are, because I'm not interested in. I don't give a fuck what you do for a living. Right. Famous. I got quote unquote famous friends, and we don't talk about it. And I don't want to be talked about. I want to talk to people about what, because you was in a movie. Who gives a fuck? Right. What are you drinking? How do you make your meatless spaghetti? Do you make it with hot sauce, or do you put like little pepper flakes in it? Yeah. So we talk to them like really human shit. So that's what me and London talked about.
That's dope.
So that's what the podcast was, and the podcast Conversation for Adults. Anywhere you get your podcast, the archive is dope, and I made the mistake. I talked to 2 women that I actually slept with, at least on the record, because actually I talked to more women than that. But that I slept with. I mean, I didn't sleep with them on the podcast, but we had a carnal history.
Okay.
And that was Denise Oliver, and that was Christine Woods. And so I opened up the mic for them, and I gave them an opportunity. And this always trips me out, because I gave them an opportunity. I'm like, okay, well, here you are. For all womankind, you get to rip me down. I'm like, okay, well, I'm like, what would you rate me in bed? I'm like, have at it. I'm like, go for it. And I don't know. I give you about like 8.5 or 9. I'm like, bitch, I wouldn't give me an 8.5 or 9. What the two different ones? They didn't know each other. Right. And I was like, I don't know why y'all come on my podcast and lie. Why not just be honest and tell God's truth? Well, why you gotta come on here that you gotta say something, say fake? Like, no, Jimmy, you can be sweet, and it was intimate, and you do okay down there, and I'm like, oh man, so everything's open, and everything's open on the Conversation for Adults. Because it's Conversation for Adults, so we talk about everything. And in that. I talk about my life as a father, my life as a widower, my sex life, my life gardening, fucking up my roses again this year, all that shit. So Conversation for Adults. So yeah, you can find out it seems like every element of my life, from my wife dying to my son being born, because I had some notoriety. I've had notoriety for like the last 30 or 40 years of my life, and a good portion of that is on the internet. My wife, my 2 wives, some piece of my life, of my 3 marriages, it's all on the interwebs. Right. Yeah, so which is why I'm not on interwebs like that. I don't have a Facebook presence. There's a Facebook fan page, which I'm getting ready to ask them to take down.
Right.
But for the most part, man, I'm working on my next book. I'm at home chilling with the cat, Matilda, because my old cat Isis died, and looking up old friends like Marie, who I haven't seen in forever.
Yes.
Don't ask me about our history because I don't know. I don't know. I will not cop to anything.
Okay.
I think what stands out about you,
if anything stands out. So go ahead.
No, I think what stands out about you is that even with the notoriety that you've had throughout the
quote
years,
unquote notoriety,
with the quote unquote notoriety, you don't really give a fuck about
same
it.
James.
Like you don't really give
same
a fuck
James,
about
same nigga. Nope, I truly do not.
And I think that's dope. I think that in the media world, like you are making a tremendous difference. You do a lot of the things that I aspire to do.
Oh man, come on. Are we taking any calls or anything? I'm asking. I'm running your show. I'm like, are we taking any calls?
The phone lines are open 216-939-5087.
I was curious about that.
Yeah, I didn't even put it out there for anybody.
What's the number?
216. Go ahead.
Oh, 939-5087.
Yeah, you gotta say it twice, girl.
216-939-5087.
And with the triple. That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
But no, I appreciate you, man. I really appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, you got no questions? Any other questions about? So how old are you? You like 14?
45.
Oh, okay.
I wish I was, man.
45.
Yeah, 45.
You got kids?
Yeah, 15.
Wow, damn! You started. You started right on time. I'm the one. I got a 30-odd-year-old. You know, so yeah. People are like, damn, you look 30-odd. I'm like, bitch. You know, but yeah. I got my oldest is 32 or 3. Don't ask me about that nigga. And then I got 29-year-old estranged stepson. I have a 22-year-old daughter and 21-year-old son.
That's beautiful.
So you get along. I mean, you and the mama, y'all, or are y'all?
We are now. When we divorced, we weren't, and we are now. Like we're in a really, really good place.
So what's the secret? How did you do it?
You know what? It was all about him. So it was all about making it a better experience for him.
Can I give you some sauce real quick?
He struggled with the divorce.
Can I give you some sauce?
Absolutely.
Here's the sauce. Treat it like a business. Treat your child like a business. Because, and that means there are lines you don't cross. Because all my baby mamas want to fuck again. You know, because. And it's like, because dick, I don't know. But because good dick, you know, I don't know. But it's like, no, it's like, it's like, it's, what'd you say?
Whole ass mess.
What I'm going to say is this. Do not, and treat it like a business. And that way, all the politics, all the, if you leave no, just be like, listen. He needs to be here this time. He needs this amount of money for this. We have this goal and objective. Treat that shit like a business. Leave all the personal, that time she farted on your head, all that shit. Leave that shit out of all the conversation. Make it about the child.
Right.
That's the sauce.
Right.
And the one of my 3 baby mamas, I get along intermittently. Well, I'm trying to think who I get along. Well, right now I'm getting along with the oldest one, and the last 2 I'm not talking to because dick they're not getting. Not this one. So that I mean, sometimes it be like that.
Right.
Yeah.
It's always gonna be some shit that pop up. So
yeah, I mean, and please believe, that leave the dick out of it. Yeah, I'm just letting you know because don't. It's like Maya Angelou said about old dick or old pussy. Like, don't go up that river again. Once you've been down that river, you've been down that river. That was a good river. But get out your canoe and go about your business. I'm paraphrasing for sure, but I'm just saying, sex can fuck shit up.
Right.
And of my baby mamas, they've all wanted to bring they want that old thing back, and it's like, listen, bruh, no. Period. No period. No period. There's no explanation. There's no. It ain't got to be another broad in the mix. Right. It's like, no, dog. It's just like we not doing that. We did that. Right. You know what I mean? So let's not run that back. Let's not run that back. And yeah, because the politics of baby mamadom will get you, man. Will bite you in the behind.
Absolutely.
You know. And I talk a little bit about that in my book. Did you read my book?
I have not. I just downloaded it yesterday.
Okay.
So
Marie, did you read my book?
No.
You're in it.
What? I'm glad I didn't. Damn it. No.
Not by name. Not by name.
Okay.
I just downloaded it on Apple yesterday.
Yeah, but you're in it. You're in it. Yeah.
Okay.
In a really good way.
Okay.
It's because Marie.
I'm glad you told her in a good way.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way she could be there. There's no way she could. I mean, Marie was there for me. She was a big support. She's part of my big support system.
Yeah, she is me. So
yeah, she's super sweet, like a Twinkie. like a Twinkie with some Lipton iced tea. Like not the bad guy's tea, but the powdered iced tea that's already sweetened.
Right.
Yeah, that's sweet. That's sweet. Yeah, I got no bad things to say about Marie. Anybody do got bad things to say about me? I got my address. You can catch hands.
Right.
You know.
So you said you're starting your new book now, or you have started?
I'm in the middle of. I'm probably outlining my new book, and it's about what we don't. And you got the exclusive because I don't really talk about it because it's Marie. Because it's damn near bad. Let's talk about your next book because I signed like a 2-book deal.
Okay.
So if I don't get this book done pretty soon, I'm gonna have to get some bags back. You know, I'm be taking these shoes. You'll see Louis on Facebook for like $50.
And you don't even have a Facebook page. So
I don't. Yeah, but
I think you need to get that.
I need that book to get that book done. It's about the experience. We don't really talk about black male grief.
Right.
So it's about the experience of losing my wife and what that was like, and it was so fucked up. You know, I mean, losing her was the easy part, but the way people behaved around me, her people, my people, and it was so weird because I was getting love for the last places I looked. I mean, broads that was trying to get this dick and they didn't get it was hitting me up like, Jimmy, what you need? One broad who I can't name because she lives in the state now. She knows who she is. Her initials are JM. That's all I'm putting out there. Because if she's listening, I want her to hear this appreciation. She in LA called her mama in Chicago where I was with no people, nobody, no nothing, and had her mama helping me, and me and her didn't have nothing except that time we were supposed to fuck but didn't, and it just became really good friends out of that. And she was like, "Oh, I'm not gonna have you in Chicago holding nothing." You know, yeah, no, you got my mama, and my mama got you, and it was like, God damn. In the meantime, my family like, huh? You know, her family like,
right.
You know, and it was just it was a whole experience to the point where I thought it was valuable to write about because I never heard anything about this, and a couple people, excuse me, you're making my mouth water, Marie. And yeah, I'm supposed to have water. I'm the guest and shit. What kind of fuck shit is it? Anyway, blah. A lot of niggas I talked to that been through something similar was like, oh yeah, that happens. I'm like, that happens. So it's the same. It's the same idea behind why I wrote the Denzel Principle, because a lot of black men were going through what I had been going through, but there was nothing in writing about it. And people are always talking about the black men don't read, black men don't write.
And we don't talk about a lot of that stuff.
And we don't. The facts are we don't read enough. That is a 100% fact. You know, because niggas be asking dumb shit. It's like, nigga, they invented a place called the Library. Right. You know, or Brary if you want to be that nigga. Yes. You know, but for real, big as life. Yeah, go get on that. But I really thought that people could use a perspective about what black male grief looks like, and yeah, it was really tough, and now it's just been like 10 years later, and I like within the last year, I just feel as if I'm coming out the other end of it. I mean, just and not even coming out the other end. I'm in it. I'm through it in a way where I can function.
Right.
You know, like for years I couldn't function. I didn't come out the house. I didn't talk to people.
Like, do you think that's where the ergophobia came from, or?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm not no people person anyway, but yeah, I mean, when that happened, it caused me to really question everything I thought I knew about the world. I mean, when your family turns on you, you're in a different space, and and friends, people you thought you knew, and then hurt people. It's just like, wow, it's like the whole world becomes a place you don't recognize.
I mean, seriously, like, in what way did they turn on you, or
you gotta get the book for that? I mean, how do niggas how do niggas always turn on you? I mean,
I get that.
Yeah, like, just like that. Yeah. Niggas will nig now. Why you bullshitting like you don't know niggas nig? Yeah, niggas will find a way to nig on nothing. I mean, for real. Marie, can I get a witness? I mean, what the fuck? Yeah. I mean, over a bowl of cream a week. Absolutely. I mean, for real. Niggas will find a way to nig for cause or no cause. Absolutely. And this was niggas nigging. And I'm sitting there like, nigga. I'm like, what the fuck are y'all niggas doing? And niggas will nig if they think, they got a nickel and you got a quarter. Nigga, I'm gonna get that quarter.
They absolutely
nigga, I'm gonna get that quarter.
They absolutely will.
Nigga, I'm gonna get that quarter. Nigga, I'm gonna get that quarter. And it's like in the meantime, you ain't got a quarter.
Right.
Well, you ain't got a quarter.
Right.
Well, I don't give a fuck. You ain't got a quarter.
Right.
Did they make a song and a jig and a t-shirt about it? And in the meantime, niggas ain't got a problem asking you for nothing.
Absolutely.
But you're in clear need.
Right.
Like, nigga,
and they have
sad to be you, nigga. Sad to be you, nigga. They ain't got a damn thing for you. You got to set the hand.
Right.
You set the hand out. Know the kind of nigga you are versus the kind of niggas they are. And it's like, well, niggas will nig. So yeah, I mean, you asked me a question I don't have the answer to. Why would you if somebody's dying, why would you behave like this? Well, why would you choose this moment as he is falling down, or they could be a woman, because it happens to women. Why would you choose this moment to tear him down even more? So you gonna, I guess it's the proverbial kicking them while they down. It's like, why would you, and you claim to be family or extended family. It's like, because that's what niggas do. I mean, that's what, but white people do that shit too. But I don't know, I'm not white. I'm not white, so I can't speak to the white experience. Shout out to my homeboy, I forgot that nigga's name. A real blue black nigga I wrote a story about that does he did on them chitlin plays. I forgot Terry something or other. I did. Who's that blue black nigga that does them?
What is his name?
He's short with the bootleg curl, blue black, big bug eyes.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yes,
I do. For Ty Martin. Yeah, shout out to Ty. Yeah, that blue black nigga.
Sweet Jesus.
Yeah. He'd always talk, because I talked to him. He said, I can't write Caucasianist. I was like, what kind of nigga bullshit is that? But I had to think about what he meant, and what he actually meant. It was, he can't speak to the white American experience. It's like only you and I, because you and I know the esoterica of how black people will act under pressure. We don't know how white people act under pressure until it's too late to one other end of a noose. We're like, God damn, let me explain. And then by that time it's too late. But yeah, we don't know how white people act under pressure. So I can't speak to the white experience, but I can tell you. And some of it I think was class related. Some of it I think by class, I mean, these niggas got, again, these niggas got a nickel, you got a quarter. And it's like, oh, nigga, we gonna get some of their quarter. we gonna get some of your quarter, because you don't deserve it and you can't have it. Some of it was class related. And also, there's a lot of pressure. I would imagine when your loved one is, if it's your daughter or if it's your sister or if it's your cousin, is passing on. So somebody. You can't kick God in the face for taking your people. So you gonna kick your people's people in the face for allowing God to take your people. Right. And that's the position I felt like I was. I felt like I was in that punching bag position to get my ass kicked because God was taking their people. In the meantime, he's taking my wife. The woman that was gifted me. Right. And by God, I didn't deserve. I do nothing to earn that grace. And a year and a half after we got married, she gone. But you think this is a good time to put your foot in my ass, and I'm just grateful them niggas are alive, because for real, it was about to be a real scene. I was about to bring Cleveland to Chicago. Chicago's about to burn again, you laugh, but yeah, I mean, it was people was like, yeah, we can't come because we come, people are gonna be killed. Yeah, so this like you in Chicago, you got to figure that out. You know, to my people's credit, at least my dad's people's credit. You know, they opted out because they're like, yeah, we come, people are gonna die. You know, so yeah, people are gonna die. So there's no, we're not gonna do that. In Chicago, I mean, not that nobody would notice it. Ain't nothing but niggas dying in Chicago anyway. But they were just like, yeah, it's not East Cleveland where you can just bury, you just bury motherfuckers anywhere. You know, I mean, I don't know where they dig the holes in Chicago. I gotta make calls, figure out where they dig the holes. So, but if it's here, you know, yeah, if it's here, I know where they dig the hole. Allegedly, oh shit, I'm on. Ooh, the feds. I allegedly know where they dig the holes. They may or may not dig them East Cleveland.
Right.
I don't know what's on my mind.
Listen, I'm glad you came through it, man. I appreciate you so much for today. Ladies and gentlemen, Jimi Izrael, website.
JIMIIZRAEL, JimiIsrael.com. Conversation for adults, all that. Hey, Marie. And thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming.
And everybody, we have been live with Mr. Jimi Izrael. This is the entertainment plug. What we closing out with, Miss Marie?
Yeah.
I got, well, always got something. I got D'Angelo, whatever you want.
Don't.
Some colors.
I got you. Oh,
yeah.
Speaking of colors, shout out to James over there in the UK. And so this month on the colors, and I meant to talk to you about it before we go, James.
Yeah. Well, I ain't going nowhere.
Okay, we had some.
The home stream.
Yeah, I got you. They need to know though too. So we had some dynamic artists come on to the colors, not get introduced, but come on to the colors platform. So shout out to the Migos, shout out to Neo, and shout out to Brandy and Reason for their premieres on the colors platform on YouTube. And we're going to get into some of that. Yeah.
We played Brandy last week.
Yeah.
Or the week before.
Yeah. I love what Neo did. I love what the Migos did. So how about we listen to a little pop on Takeoff Hotel Lobby here on the Colors platform here on the Entertainment Plug with your host, J Rock. Powered by Google, sponsored by Lamar Avenue Wines and Cleveland Rugby League, and designed exclusively. Here we go.
I get some members with me in the fridge, get cozy, they some cannibals. They like to geek, drink a whole bottle.
I got China sex. I got her text.
Oh, so what is she's not coming?
No, she's not coming in, but yeah. We'll queue up, yeah.
Where's she at?
At home, but she's leaving to go to Columbus. Yeah.
I just heard she said she was going out of town.
Yeah.
Reed, she could be on that one big ass girl show. Stacey Lester.
Stacey, yeah, Stacey Stacks.
Put me on her show.
I got you. You coming after Minute Large? I'll get you on after Minute Large.
Oh, Dave's gonna be on it.
Yeah, you know this will be his second time back too. You know.
That's great.
Yeah.
What about Mark? What's Mark doing?
Mark
Gordon the third, the non-Levert.
Oh, well, he was at my mama church.
Doing what?
In the choir.
Oh, wow.
Singing. Yeah.
That's weird.
I know, right?
Because he came up Jehovah's Witness. We came up together. That's interesting. But
yeah,
what else he doing?
Him and Greg Tate, nothing. Nothing. Okay. Nothing. Even though what?
Walking me downstairs, we walking myself.
No, yeah, you gonna walk yourself because I gotta get queued up. But
it's all.
Hey, look here, you know where I'm at now, so you don't have to be a damn stranger for one.
Man, I can't get up in here.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. This was just the off day. And plus, the weekends are always on bullshit. Mm-hmm. I gotta fight with the guy upstairs, which is what I'm going to be doing shortly too.
You fighting with the guy upstairs? Why? What's he doing to you?
Because they're the new management, and this shit is more hood than what it was before. Is it just me? Is it just me, James? Is it just me? I don't know. It seems like it's a little bit more hood in here than what it used to be. And we still have some foreign slumlords. I'm just saying. Let me go get these my phone so I can take some pictures of y'all.
Oh man.
And you gonna do the close out?
I mean, I don't know how hood it was, but all y'all need is a bag of Cheetos. You have eaten bag of Cheetos around this
motherfucker. Listen, downstairs in the basement. Hold on, let me close that real quick. Mm-hmm. We'd like to thank you for tuning in to the Entertainment Plug on the station where we don't bring no static, but we sure enough bring the noise on staticradio.net. Make sure you guys check us out on social media where we absolutely love to hear from you on Facebook.com/No Static Radio LLC, on Twitter at No Static _radio, on Instagram at TheReal_No Static Radio, and on YouTube at No Static Radio. Also, if you guys would like to listen to replays of this show and others on NoStaticRadio.net, please make sure you check us out on Mixler.com and Mixcloud.com. Just type in No Static Radio on the toolbar for replays of this show and others, and for continuous streaming. That means no rebuffer, no refreshing the page. Just sit back, relax, and wait for your next show to pop up. Check us out on TuneIn.com, LiveOnlineRadio.net, or MediaQ for continuous streaming of this show and all others, and for all things of Static Radio, including up-and-coming events, merchandise, and to look at all our great show hosts here. Please check out our website at www.nostaticradio.net. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And you know we got the vibe and the antidote coming up next. Real Talk with Reese here on your voice of the revolution. NoStaticRadio.net, powered by Google, sponsored by Lamont Avenue Wines, the Cleveland Rugby League, and Design Me exclusively. Stay tuned and we'll be right back. And now I'll never will.